We get to talk about different things from the music to the reviews. We tell you what's happening in the different entertainment industry, either in Nollywood, either in the general entertainment industry. And then we also cross borders just to make sure that you have the best of celebrity gossip if you're about that life, about the music, new release, and so on. And this is what we do every Tuesday from 8:15 till 8:45 on the Love Life radio station. My name is Oluwaseun, and today is a special because we have a special guest in the studio. If you're following us on YouTube, you'll have seen what's happening tightly packed in the studio because a man decided to show up, which is unlike him. He always stays on Zoom, but today he decides I'm going to be here in flesh and blood. So, welcome one of our analysts, the one who is a literary Shaolin master and movie buff, the one and the only Oris.
Yay! Hi, Sean. Good
Hi.
morning. Good morning, Lagos, and I guess good evening and afternoon.
So where?
Night.
Are they in Australia?
In the US, I think. Wherever you might be, anyway. If you're listening to us right now, good greetings from me to you.
And of course, joining us virtually, ever dependable, ever faithful, ever showing up, always on time, the one and the only music exec and who analyzes and gets the very best of facts with music and everything he brings on. The one and the only James Silas. Oh, man can't hear me. Oh my God, it's gone. James Silas, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Absolutely, I can hear you.
Also, you heard the rousing welcome review.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know why you wasted so much words for
James, you're fired.
But we need. I think James Oris enjoyed it. But welcome on the show again. It's lovely to have you.
I thought blushing. Thank you very much. Lagos, live.
And the special guest we have in the studio again. If you're joining us on YouTube, you can see him in his dark shades and a little bit of monochrome going on there with the white and black. He is, I believe, a rapper, one who fuses a fine blend of Afrobeats and hip hop. And the song we heard before we came on was actually a new release of him. So please welcome with me the one known as Wordsmith. Good morning.
Good morning, Sheila. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Oris.
Morning.
All right. So, you know how you have a lot of things lined up and you say, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. So where do we start? We will start with Wordsmith coming into the studio to talk about his song, and the one that I think it's a fusion of many things. I'm hearing Fela, I'm hearing a little bit. I think there was one song that Charlie Boy released, God of Men, I think. I heard something similar on the song, but of course, this is the part where we get to the question, what produced that interesting blend of music that she gave us?
I have an eclectic taste in music. I grew up listening to all kinds of sounds, from indigenous sounds here to foreign sounds as well. So all those things impacted my taste for music too. So when I wanted to dig into my repertoire to make something that would bless the people and also leave an impact and hopefully become timeless, I thought to reach into those things that worked for some of the pioneers and those looking to as icons today, and it worked on the song as well too. I believe it worked.
I'm sure Oris has a lot of questions for you. So, Oris.
I don't know if it's lots of, but I guess for me, it's always going to be when you, I guess, take a song from Fela, take a line or whatever it is from Fela, there's always the feeling that one is looking after a certain level of respect. I always assume that for Nigerian artists, if you're seeking some kind of respect, the easiest format is to go and take something from Fela. So what's the relationship with Fela in that sense?
Well, I grew up listening to a lot of his music as well too, and the current Afrobeats iteration we have in the world today is a variant of what he had. In this day, the average track would be 12, 13 minutes song, and you hear a lot of musicality on the song. You hear horns, you hear trumpet, you have solo segments, and that doesn't happen in music today. So I wanted to reach into that kind of music for the sake of the music itself. It wasn't necessarily to let me say, jump on someone's coattails. I wanted to reach into the deep part of me that really enjoys music. I'm a musician at heart. I love music. Sometimes I listen to instrumental albums, jazz albums, just to love and enjoy the music. Music has a soothing effect on the soul. Now, there's people who can take an interpretation of someone else's song
All right.
and it falls flat. But because I listened to Coffin for Head of State, which is where the main song came from, he was touching some of the issues that happen to us today. How there's religious leaders who abuse the trust of the people. People are going through a lot, and they seem to just be okay with it. So I'm like, oh yeah, this appeals to the kind of topic I'm trying to touch on when making Wiko Makeup. So I try to lean on that. I pay a lot of respect and homage to his legacy. I have the consent of his estate.
Okay.
Yes,
So this is like well licensed, of course.
oh yes, it is. It is.
I know, of course, because they are very prone to give people trouble if they don't license their
No,
music.
but they were very hospitable.
Okay, that's nice.
They worked with us all the steps of the way down to meeting the owners of his archive of his which is publishing.
Yeah. So did you speak to Ricky Stein at any point?
No, we didn't speak to him at any point. But
okay.
we those from EMI, those from BMI,
Okay.
those from Knitting Factory. We had a lot. It took a lot of time to get to this point, and I'm glad that.
Yeah. So, well, what is this about? Is this
So
is
much
this,
for not having many questions.
is this a single, or is it part of like the body of work? What exactly is it?
Okay, so it's a single and it's titled We Will
Alright.
Make 'Em, but there's going to be corollary works from it. There's a project I'm working on. It's a documentary titled The Imperative of Hope. The idea being that we must sustain hope in society, either through film, music, sports, telling our stories, because resilience is inspired and enhanced when people know that I'm going through hell right now, but I can make it too. I've seen others make it as well. One of the things we know today is that people are dealing with a lot of depression. A lot of men's mental health month was, men's mental health month was in June. Men are committing suicide, the pressure, and living in a country like ours, where it's approximated that about 103 million people live in multidimensional poverty. You need something to inspire the people. So I thought this was why I should go into that and make the project.
Yes. So about the documentary, can you talk a little bit about that? What's the
Okay, so we're looking at figures from sports, from entrepreneurship, from philanthropy, from even religion,
Alright.
from government and leadership, and examining why we must tell stories or inspire people through their hard times. For those in government, for example, United Arab Emirates has a ministry of happiness where they actually do make concerted policies to ensure that people live well, and they take all the other government planning into consideration as regards to people's emotions, how they receive certain policies. So I want to examine those sort of things and figure out what can we do to make even our politics better. So people don't just come up every 4 years and just tell us stories of, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that. We want to ensure that even government, those who go into government, have the notion that we're not just coming to sell hope as a drug to people. We actually do want to make progress. For those in sports, stories of people who made it against the odds. For instance, I referenced Marcus Rashford, who's currently playing for Barcelona, on the song. During COVID, we found out that he helped feed lots of people.
This was in the UK, right?
In the UK, yes, feed lots of people. And so there's lots of metaphors and references to how, even for instance, there's Jackpot syndrome, a reference in the song. There's toxic workplaces, a reference in the song. The general idea is that no matter what you're going through, like I said, I made a reference to wrestling. If life gives you take down and you don't give up, now I beg you, please don't give up.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, James, I know you're brimming with many thoughts. Let's hear them.
Personally, because I've had the opportunity to hear this song like many months ago, right? I think every other time, even until he put it out now in general public, it just sort of sank in deeper. And listening to him right now, even shedding more light on the song or explaining the song further, it still sort of takes it even way deeper. And just to appreciate the fact that we still have artists who take time, think, go deep into the essence and, the stress. I don't know if I'll call it the stress or, go through the work of making sense with music. Wordsmith has been around for a while, and he's actually made very, very intellectual music. So, and I just want to say that he's still keeping at it even after many, many years of the scene, or of the mainstream, I'll say. But so shout out to you, and I think it's a beautiful song, and I think it will really, really touch and go wide and far.
Thank you so much, bro.
I don't know how many times you get asked this question, but let me ask you the millionth time. Why Wordsmith?
I was in primary school when my headmaster at the time noticed that in my composition essays we used to write, he noticed I was quite gifted at it. And then he used the word, my first name is Peter, And he said, I had a preternatural skill. And I'm like, what's preternatural? So I went to go look at it. And then he said, oh, you're a wordsmith. So I think I was age 6 when I first heard the word wordsmith. I'm like, oh, so it kind of stuck in my head. I didn't even think I was going to take rap seriously. But as I got older, I realized that was my niche. And it's not just with lyrics. There's a certain way I'm able to express myself. It's called elocution and then articulation. And I'm able to do that very well. It comes as a natural gift. I've also worked on it. So it just made sense that that would be the name that I bear. Interestingly, I found out there's some other guy named Wordsmith in the US. I put out a song before, and then he sent me a copyright claim, and I'm like, oh wow. But I'm
How
here
did
in
that go?
Nigeria. So I took the song down, but I'd also got my trademarks here. I got my name Wordsmith registered. I also have Wordsmith well said registered too. So both trademarks work for me worldwide now. So
Was this a YouTube problem?
no, it wasn't a YouTube problem. It was a Spotify. It was on.
Wow.
Yeah, he just reached out and said his name was also Wordsmith, and then in territory of the US, I can't use his name. And we're like, hey, music is now borderless. I have trademarks, and in my own country
So
as
is
well.
it back with that same name now?
Yes, yeah, I'm still.
So if I
Wordsmith,
check,
Wordsmith.
I will find that guy. If I check for that guy, I might find you.
You find probably 100
wow.
Wordsmiths. But this
it's
Wordsmith,
like-
we know they too.
A weekend Starboy-ish.
Yeah, I was like the year thing with Burna
Kanye
Boy
and Burna.
and Kanye at the time. But
Hmm.
anyway, but this I had your thoughts that are straight from my head right now.
All right, we'll take a breather. And when we come back, we hope that thought doesn't come back.
Wow.
You are listening to the Grapevine
You're
on
fired.
Smooth 98.1. Are you straining to hear us? Oris. Sorry, James.
No, more of you actually. Why you signing up?
Always the problem. Nobody's surprised.
Just how do you think we're going to fit together here?
Stress, just 2
I can't
minutes
get
and
it
you are
right
set.
now. No,
Visit auto.leadway.com today. Leadway
Move
Assurance,
close.
ensuring happiness.
That's what I'm saying. The chairs, the arms of the chairs.
Oh, that one. Okay.
It's time for
But is this okay?
Looking for a reliable
Yeah,
pen
it's okay.
with big
So you can
results.
hear Oris and
Get your worries.
Wordsmith and not me.
It flows smoothly
Yes, I
over
can hear you.
paper.
Wait, but this is YouTube. Are we streaming on
Yes,
YouTube?
we are streaming on YouTube. This is not YouTube. This is for James.
No, I'm aware.
For your
Fine.
notes,
Fine,
exams,
just-
and scribblings
what's your real
during
name?
class.
Peter,
Big Crystal
Peter
Original.
Eigbedion.
A pen
Yes,
you
yes, I'm ready.
You're from the
Just
States. Ah!
I didn't want to, and I'm asking. I didn't want to say anything.
Makes sense.
This guy, oh
Brush
my.
your teeth,
See,
get
hit
dressed, warm up your food.
What just get
In 2 minutes, you can also
Fast fly.
I am waiting.
There's a reason we're called the hard book of relations.
No stress.
We don't
Okay, so what's
we
the
don't
reason?
petty like that. So then,
What's the
So
reason?
we're officially the first civilization in Nigeria as we know it today. Even foreign government. In fact, we had the first lit street lights in the world,
Okay.
in Africa, in Edo State.
Okay.
So the Portuguese king.
So do you guys
what-
still have the street lights now?
It's the same way people respect the Chinese dynasty for
Do
having
you
the
still
war.
have the street
And
lights
modern
now?
street lights don't they now.
With your governor, who they are attacking for donating 2.5 billion to your pediatric hospital and your healthcare system is in shambles.
It's a reflection of Nigeria in general.
thank
So
you very
it's no
much.
longer
Actually, it's not
those
it's not
things.
popular to do this.
No,
The cradle of civilization
If you are,
is in
but
Nigeria.
but it's true. Now.
It's right- it's
If
where
you
Mali
go
is
on
respected.
what's it called now? Third mainland bridge at night. The traffic, what's it called? The street lights are not particularly great. So I don't understand why you
we
attack
did
Edo
not
State for
come
that.
out that we are the first state to have street lights.
No, but if it's true, it is true. It's historical.
We
fact.
did not say that.
We
We
said
are,
not
what
say
are
you
the
can
other
Google
things
it now.
said?
Yes, you can Google
Street
it.
lights up in 2025.
Yeah, for instance,
This is the problem. When you don't go out at
No,
night,
I'm not, so, no,
when
no,
you're
I'm
sleeping
not
at
talking
night,
about that.
go out
I'm
at night, you will
saying being
not
the
have
first. Of course, I come here. I'm saying being the first.
civilization.
Whatever,
is what
civilization.
it is.
Doing just
You know, you heard about the Benin
Tell me
Empire.
some
too.
other things. That
About the Benin Empire, you know about that. I mean.
I do know about the Benin
Our
Empire.
pottery, for example, our art is a
Exactly,
spectacle.
our
That you
But-
have to try and beg for them to be repatriated.
But it was because people here did not value this thing and give them out. So it
What's
was
it? You're my guy.
Nah.
every family get what they create. Yeah, why?
But I still don't get why you guys are called the heart beats, because nothing is beating the heart there.
What are you saying?
If I was Edo and Delta, but where they have this
And they are the big hands. I think that's the split.
Yeah. I think that was the thing.
And we can love
Do
her.
they still retain that slogan?
So I think
I
Delta, I
think
think
so. I
Delta
don't
is
know.
big.
Did they
Right?
change? Yes, the big heart and the heartbeat. I don't know if Delta changed. that,
Delta's
but
big
we are still
heart
the
is
same.
not big heart, it's cardiomegaly because it is
Hey.
malfunctioning.
Ah, okay. Anyway, I'm not from Delta State, so I don't care.
Sorry.
I'm not
Look at
I'm not
you.
going to defend them.
Look at
This is
you.
not 1991.
We're back. It's the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. We love music, we love life, a little side of joke, a little side of banter, and a little side of great music. That's why we have in the studio with us Wordsmith, we have in the studio with us Oris, and we have virtually James Silas. Good, that's it. Yes. Wait, specify the breakfast. No, because I need to know if it is breakfast, or breakfast, if you know what I mean. So we need to be clear.
Is that yes? All join.
Not the Burna Boy kind of breakfast. All right. Speaking of breakfast, actually, I don't know who decided to go snooping around, but I think it was Kemi Filani blog, and we start with this one. Talking about Annie Dibia and Sue Baba finally unfollowing each other on Instagram. I'm always curious. I mean, is there some sort of alert people send when people unfollow each other, or every day you're checking, is this person still following this person?
It might not be every day. It just has to be like maybe once a week. So when they report it today, it might have happened last week. But whenever you report it, it's news because, of course, both of them are famous. So it's entirely fair. But I think more important for me is the philosophy, I guess, around the idea of unfollowing somebody you were once, I guess, intimate with. I think it makes sense, to be honest. Let's just cut out this familiarity so that, you know, nobody starts dreaming of the good old days. You know, there's hurt, there's bitterness. If you can avoid it, why not avoid it? Just cut it off.
Okay, so James?
Yeah, I don't know where we're playing ourselves to. We have very time. I mean, even though we still have something to, all put them together, but actually, it's just that the way social media works in Nigeria, in fact, everywhere, people will go and check. Personally, I've seen that they had followed each other a long time ago, but I mean, newsflash, hey, Kemi Filani just found out. But yeah, I'm not surprised. It was going to happen anyway. I don't think that they're in a good place right now. We need to give them time and space, and just maybe they will come around
to follow each other. Please, I'm not sure that James. I think no matter how good they become in future, I don't think it's particularly necessary for them to follow each other on Instagram.
I know. Of course, I agree. I agree. I'm just saying that that's social media for you, but they'll still, they have children together.
Of course. Offline, offline they have to communicate. Yeah, but it's not necessary to do that on Instagram. But I'm interested. What do you think? I would assume that even if you have a song that is heavily political, you do have a romantic bone in your body.
Oh, absolutely.
So what do you think about this idea of people who used to be together on each other on social media? Is this something that you would adopt? Or you have adopted in the past even, maybe?
Yes, there's a thin line between love and hate. Sadly, with the same intensity that we love, we can also go to the extreme and become hateful towards people. Now, it's not ideal. Every religion of imports, Christian, they also say that we shouldn't do that. Now, the reality is that sometimes keeping on to those memories or those doors open memories and wounds that you're trying to heal from. So sometimes it's recommended that you take a back seat and step back from some of those things that are triggers for you in this kind of situation.
But speaking of, do you have a love song somewhere?
Oh yes. I'm a lover at heart. I come from Edo State in Nigeria, the heartbeat of the nation, and we've made songs. Well, most people you see today who are successful at different things, Edo men know how to love their women. I'm men from the south.
This is agenda I can stand by.
Men from the south.
Wait.
And I've said it before. Sorry, I've said it before on.
Wait, Oris, wait. This is my show.
Cheat, so yeah.
I'm turning off your mic. Wait. Oh, it was your mic I turned off. Wait. I saw that you have set your ring lights. James, go on. Go on. You have my permission.
I want to ask, the Heartbeat of Lagos, is that the slogan for Edo State?
No, Heartbeat of the Nation. Lagos is center of excellence. Yes. Lagos is center of excellence. This is Heartbeat of the Nation.
Yeah. Okay, and then what's it called? Delta is supposed to be the big heart, Abi?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Love. Oris, are you? What's your marital status? Oris?
He's a lover.
Exactly.
Not a fighter.
Lover, exactly. I'm a lover, not a fighter. That's exactly.
He loves so many people.
So what are you talking about?
So many, that's why he cannot even pick one.
What is James talking about?
High five, brother. High five.
Yeah.
James, let's focus on the stories at hand. Oris is not there. Like I said anyway, like he said, rather, Edo men know how to love their women, one. And I say Edo men don't cheat. So yeah. the very end. What's the next story,
Oris-
please?
No,
Joe?
we're not going forward.
It's just that Wordsmith is a Christian, but Oris is a
I'm also a
liar.
Christian. I'm also a Christian.
Oris, when was the last time you
I'm
went
a
to
Christian.
church?
Cheryl, next story, please.
Exactly. I agree with you, James. Let's move on.
Let's take some messages before we go to the next story. Tari from Aja says, Wordsmith with the hammer is making spark and bangers. Ooh, definitely we go make I like his range. He has a deep vocabulary and knows his legal steps. Oluwaseun, lock the studio. Oris is there. I'm coming over to shake his hand.
Try to hear this one.
James will hear good song for months and not share with us. Not be so we agree. Fun fact, Imo State had a Ministry of Happiness under Rocha Sokorocha, I remember. Although I don't know if it was a success. And he also said there's pandemonium in the palace as the king and queen no longer follow each other. Meanwhile, the body mechanic is working heavy and hard. On the other coin, two Edo men in the studio. Oluwaseun run from the studio. Me run, they will run away from me. St. Fasha says, James, please extend the breakfast here. Oh, we day here. They might unfollow each other, but might want to snoop through their pages once in a while. I feel it's a camouflage there. And Joshua says, yes, so Edo men knows how to love their wives. The best men out there. Oluwaseun, did you hear
Joshua, applause. God bless you.
You don't vote.
that? The problem is that there is no evidence. Wordsmith, are you married?
No.
Do you have a girl, a woman?
Oh, yes, please. I do.
Where's the evidence of loving her?
I'm evidence of it. Do I look good? I mean, a woman.
She's not even on your
in fact,
page.
excellent.
What's
for
my face, my
president?
skincare, everything.
She's not on your page.
No, we choose to make it private at this point. But I mean, like, you can't. They say, my people say they need a high chop crab. They need chop crab for darkness. You must hear the sound. So I'm saying eventually we're going to have to come out in public. You're going to see us. There will be PDA. There will be lots of love.
You are blessed. All I can say.
I have turned off your microphone.
Oh, you.
I have. No time. No time.
Wait. Cheryl, let's add one more thing. Wordsmith,
Stop.
what club do you support?
It better not be Man U.
It's Arsenal, I'm sure.
I am proudly, since 1994, a supporter of the Arsenal.
Hey!
Really? Cheryl,
See, look,
Okay,
this man is going to win the Grammy, the Oscar.
Yeah!
This-
I have turned off your
Forgot to the
microphone,
Grammys.
James. It's just both of us.
I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Rock Nation. Rock Nation is distributing my music. The head of artist relations, Real Carter, has done a great job in putting the music out there. There's discussions in rooms where those things can happen, and I'm grateful for that. Obi Asisha as well. So he made a connection happen years ago.
Oh, nice.
So Rock Nation is pushing my music across the world, and
awesome.
so the Grammy we're going there as well too.
Oh, okay.
See, Edo man
Awesome.
on the way. On the way.
Edo and Arsenal. Wow.
On the way.
That is such a fatal
This man is
combo.
going to be president.
All right. Let's move on and take the other stories that we have. And this one extends. It's about December blockbuster tradition with Behind the Scenes. That's the title of the movie. And it's coming from none other than the queen of box office herself, Funke
Again.
Akindele. So tell me, are we looking forward to this? Oris?
Yes and no. You know, on the one hand, Funke is incredibly important to the economics of Nollywood. I think if she doesn't release a project, I think Nollywood will feel it that something is going
Makes
up
sense,
missing
yeah.
here. But on the other hand, I'm not entirely sure that she's done the best projects possible in the industry. So on the one hand, while I can laud her for her business savvy and the box office income that she generates, I'm not particularly sure that artistically she's like the greatest. So maybe one day it might be possible that she finds a way to like bridge both gaps, like to do an incredibly great project that hopefully travels and at the same time breaks the box office that she's done over the past 3 or 4 years now. I think in of the top 5 movies, I think Akindele has 4 or 3 of them, which is like an incredible, honestly, incredible record. Honestly, I think she's the only one who's crossed the billion mark,
Yeah.
and was almost getting to the 2 billion mark before, of course, her film got pulled out just this past, I think, a few months ago. That's in January. So yeah, so I mean, good for her. I'm not sure every time she shows up, it's an event. So will I see it? Definitely. It's kind of like my job. But do I expect the most from her in terms of like enjoying the time while I'm there? Over the past few years, that hasn't really been the case, but hopefully things change.
All right, James, what do you think?
Yeah. I think one of the things that happens with Funke or the situation with her movies and stuff is the marketing. I think they always take time, put a lot of money into promotions and marketing. I think Funke has over 16 million followers on Instagram. I don't know across all our social media, but she sort of puts in the work. You can tell that when they start the promotion or the campaign for any of these their movies, they go in all out and so on, even with billboards and stuff. And yes, like always said, when it comes to, I think if we take it too seriously, you might not really be a fan like that. It may not sink or go deep like that for you. If you are serious, if you take it too seriously. But away from the technicalities and everything, which I don't think that I'm not underplaying, all right. But sometimes you just feel like, okay, what is it about this movie that everybody's going, or why is it getting or raking in these numbers? If you want to look at it from a serious point of view. But she makes a lot of funny or comedy movies. I don't think it's something we should take too seriously on. I mean, she doesn't do blockbusters like, I don't know if that's a word, like Kemi Adetiba kind of movies. Sometimes those kind of movies, Kemi Adetiba movies can be technical in quotes, but she doesn't go that far or that deep when it comes to, even with scripting and all of that. But it doesn't take away the fact that she's the what's the word again? Cinema queen, or what
Queen of box office.
Office queen. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So, but shout out. I mean, I think it will be a fun December to look forward to. The rush is always crazy when it comes to Funke Akindere's movies, and like I said, her marketing. I don't know. I think that's where the power lies, really.
I'd like to chip in briefly, and one of the things I want to observe is that her brand and what she does is essential for Nigeria as it is today. We have over 200 million people dealing with a very bad economy. The conditions are different, so people are dealing. So what we have found out is that I did some research while making songs as well too, and people are resorting to coping mechanisms. That's why comedic skits are big on social media. And what Funke does is that she appeals to that while fusing elements that the average man who's going through a hard time will just used to find to dull his pain or go or cope with it for a while. And that is medicine for the soul. And whether I like it or not, in those maybe 1 hour, 2 hours of watching her films, you go back feeling good and it dulls your pain. I think it's free medicine for the people. And it shows she has hacked it because 16 million people follow her on Instagram and she has a larger following offline. It shows that it's an essential for our society today.
All right, as we wrap it up on the grapevine this morning, let's take some messages. Chief Cisco Delgado says, I don't cheat, even though I'm not an Edo man. Good morning to you. And St. Fajo says, Edo Demon, so governance man, bam. Taya says, you want to catch an Edo man like that? There's too much to love about them. That's why they don't cheat, but love all of you. I'd like to watch that scene, that behind the scene. Keep doing it big, Funke Akindele. And Clement British man says, from Surulere, that guy in the studio is mouthed. James, leave him for God. Edo men. All right. The sad news is that we're out of time. But the good news is that you can always go back to YouTube to watch this over and over again and have yourself some good laughs. But before we go, it will be a crime to not have your social media handle. Starting with Wordsmith. How can people find you?
I'm Wordsmith234 on Instagram and TikTok as well. And Twitter, X.
No, why 234? Why not 747?
So 234 is Nigeria's zip code. My record label is actually called 234 because I had that registered since 2009.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you're a patriot now.
In
your mind.
Nigeria is selling globally. So we don't carry that for head.
Sorry, I need to ask. So the documentary you mentioned earlier, when is it showing up?
We're in pre-production right now. Principal photography begins in September. By January, we should begin the first rounds.
Where would it be released? What's the?
So we're talking about distribution currently, but there's going to be a version that's available on YouTube. Okay. There will be a teaser on some.
And of course, people can get this on if they follow you on.
Oh yes, so please just follow me on Instagram, especially Wordsmith234. A lot of visuals and information will be passed out there.
Okay, great. All right. For me, of course, it's catch Oris on Twitter. Why is everyone smiling?
We both know Oris. We know.
Anyway, it's catch Oris on Twitter or X, and it's yes, and I have something called Film Efiko Africa, which is about movies on Instagram. We are back. Even if she wants to be first, and we are now on 300 followers.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
James.
James Silas everywhere. Instagram, X, Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm pretty much. If you even go to Pinterest, I'm there.
Wow.
Just everywhere. If you reach out to me, tell me, hey, hi, I'm from the Grapevine. I would holler back.
Are you on Hinge?
See you on the next one.
What's that?
What did you say?
Hinge? Are you on Hinge?
Oh!
Somebody got the joke here. Anyway.
No, I not hear it. Thank God I not hear it.
Please.
Take the show.
You know, see, you know when Oris would often say, catch me on Instagram, don't catch me on the streets. I don't know.
I know.
The next time you see him, drag his shirt.
No, that's not shit. So.
Exactly. And he's
Especially-
original too, actually. So please don't drag this one. Let's just say that.
All right, thank you always for your time. It's a pleasure to have you and catch you next week. Oh, Mia, I will not be catching you next week. Aya will be catching you next week, and I'm glad to be taking a break. So, but of course, we go back to YouTube, and Taya says, "Let me follow the word laid down by the Smith. I will drag that shirt.
Thank you
Please
for
drag
that.
his shirt. Drag Oris's shirt. He deserves it." We're done. Of course, Smooth Breakfast continues right here on Smooth 98.1. My name is Oluwaseun.
Grapevine on the Smooth
Look
Breakfast
at
Show.
all of them haters. But our people, we shall succeed.
Beats this guy when you